Hi guys, we're out here in Tanner Banks. We want to teach you how to fish bluefin today. What we're going to start with is how to rig your bait, the flying fish. I know I get asked a lot, hey, how do you do that and what's the best way to do it? We started back in the day with popsicle sticks, and that was pretty miserable. We would put in the popsicle stick across the wing through here, and we staple down with the staple. Then what would happen is rip as you start fishing them, right? So one day we're having a barbecue and my wife brings out her barbecue skewers, and I thought, hey, that might work great, but it's brown. So I asked her to paint them for us. She charged me $5 each to paint them. Anyways, it gets super expensive. Now, on your hook setups, use a 10-0 and a 5-0 treble hook, right? Your space is around 5.5, 6 inches between the two hooks. And then from your J hook to your swivel is around 4 to 5 feet. If you keep this too long, what happens is this comes up to your tip and the fish is too far away to gaff, right? If it's too short, then what happens is it rubs against this gill plate and eventually it breaks off. So I'm going to teach you how to rig this today. Pretty simple. After you crimp it, depending on how you crimp your second or the treble hook, it's going to sit on one side or the other. So on this case, the hook's going to start on this end, right? Because it'll lay that way. Otherwise, if it's in the other way, you'd have to go start on that side. Okay. So we take it straight off on the very edge of the wing, right? So you kind of push through. It's nice because the skewers have it's pointy, right? So it's much easier. And then you open the wing up like that on one side. Take the smallest zip tie that there is, and then you put your hole, one hole here, one hole there. Slide the zip tie into it. There. Same thing. Nice and tight. Right. Okay, now it looks like this. Take your pliers and just cut off all the excess. There's your fish. Looks like that. Pretty cool. Now we're going to put in the hooks. Like I said, find the right place. Start with the head, right? Kind of wiggle it around like that. Now that'll hold up the front end of the fish, and then the second part, you take a larger zip tie, right? Now you see these dorsal fins in the back here. You want to be tucked underneath it. Now I like to get it through the eye of the hook. That'll keep the hook in place. I'm sure everybody has a different way of doing things, but nice and tight there. Cut off the excess. But now your fish is kind of flying like this. You don't want it to fly like that, because it'll tumble. It'll dive down, it'll start tumbling, and then it'll fall off. Now, if it's flying like this, what happens is your back end of the tail stays in the water, and if you're drifting or motoring slightly, it'll swim kind of like this, and it looks super natural. So if you're flying this on a kite, just imagine this is connected to the type on the top, right? And the fish are underneath on the bottom, and they're looking up. As they look up, all they're seeing is just a flying fish with the open wings, right? Whereas, and you don't have a line in the water that's being shown. These bigger fish have huge eyes, and they're really smart. And I think that's a big part of the reason why we're catching these big fish, because the line's not dragging in the water, right? It's all hidden. Presentation is beautiful, and this is how you rig your flying fish.